how did this all start with this Mail Art Incorporated thing? It all started a couple weeks ago, actually. I was working on the 3rd issue of Anarchive. Gary Schilling was interviewing Marky. I'm not going to say his last name due to other solicitous activities he's up to in the art game with his stencil arts for sure. On the phone with Marky to get the story fleshed out, we were talking about street graffiti, slap ups, welding, different bands, biohazard, for instance. I mean, the conversation was actually, it was pretty awesome. So the next day at work, he sent me a photograph of one of his faces. I was wondering if I was able to cut it out from steel. I looked at it. My apprentice Jack, who's also my son, we sketched it out on a ground big, and then using trigonometry, we were able to figure out how we can get it on 1 foot square plate. Due to that, I contacted another artist in Oklahoma City that is in the stencil game, Elizabeth Vaughn. She made the stencil, so today it's my turn to cut it and mock it up. The mission being is I'm supposed to mail it back to New York, where he's going to use it with some art project up there. All right, so maybe in Oklahoma City a lot of people don't understand this, but up north, welders kind of mix in a lot of art and music circles, especially in construction. First of all, that's a pretty easy dress code for punk rockers. And as amazing as it is, a lot of critical infrastructures are built by punk rockers and the trade crafts. A lot of my favorite bands are like that. One of them was another band that was featured in this for the next Zines coming out with the band Raygun. And you can read about that yourself when that issue comes out and how it all ties together. So today we're going to attempt to use the hand torch, where most people would use a CNC machine being lamos, but we want the guttural fire, we want the sparks, we want the fumes, we want the danger, we want the burns. We're not letting a robot do this. Artificial intelligence has nothing to do with this. Man figured this all out with the math, and man is gonna make it. I normally don't let most people see me in my true form with my miasma Monday through Friday, but this is what I normally look like the majority of my life. Minus the head of my hair comb and maybe shaving. So this is kind of unique. You get to see a small slice of the reality of another world that I live in. Another interesting fact with this future zine that's coming out is that the other artist, Leroy King of Art, who's also featured, is a major stencil artist in St. Pete, Florida. So we're trying to attempt, through the Mail Art Network, to make something out of steel that's a steel-plated stencil that will last for all eternity. Here it is, laid out on a plate with our 1 foot square plate. It's 1/4 inch. I didn't want to do anything thicker than that because that would have been really massive to send through the mail and very expensive. But that's okay. So I got the first couple tools required, which is a spirit of cigarette and a silver street metal marker. I'm going to trace this out. I did warn him though that with the hand torch to do little things like this is going to be almost virtually impossible, and then it's not going to look exactly like the stencil with the hair. I'm more concerned about the majority of the image, and I'm going to ping that out, which you'll see that process too, because with this type of metal marker, it glows with the torch when the flame hits it with the feathers, and it'll actually push it in the little divots that I'm going to make so you don't get lost. It's very easy to do that with shaded hood or glasses on, and this has got to be a one and done. By coincidence, I'm talking to the artist that created this thing and Jeff from Naked Raygun at the same time, because we have other plans for world domination going on that'll hopefully happen in September. So this is kind of fucking neat. Metal shop at its finest.
my spine. My boots feel empty. I see the world around me through the corners of my eyes. White girls lie to me. No great surprise at all. When I think of what you mean to me, I'm shaking and I fall. Lost control again today. Lost control again today. Lost control again today. You're not one of them. You're pure. You're something special. Yeah, that's for sure. You are electric. Got a blackjack for you. And that's why I call you my sweet vanilla blue. Lost control again today. Lost control again today. Lost control again today. Lost control
Well, the last thing I want to say about this, before I take it to work tomorrow, I'm going to weld the threadlet on here for a ½ inch, so that way he can take a piece of screw pipe to use it as a handle, so he can do whatever with his spray paint stuff, and that's pretty cool. I think the object lesson out of this project with Marky, as if it would have been for Gary, I wouldn't know Marky, and then if me and Marky didn't start talking because of the Anarchive zine, we would have been doing mail art together. And how this, it takes more than just one person to make shit happen to go down. He had the idea with the drawing, but he knew that I had the chops to cut it out with the torch. You know, I'm going to mail it back to New York City, and we're going to see the rest of this episode with what he does with it.
Well, I live these times, they just pass me by. Time slides, and I remember. Well, I live
Wow. Holy fucking rad. Thank you, brother Charles. I fucking love it. Holy shit. Put the handle on and we're rock and roll, man.
See my face, it's blood red with wolf bleed, and there's no way out but to fight this time. Bastardize it, I'm gonna ride. Take what I want, badass affliction. Got high and comics in my brain. Badass affliction. I move pretty good, yeah. Badass affliction.
Tearing up our soul.
Comics in my brain. I know when I see you, you know I don't feel you. Next time I see you, I die. Take what I want, badass affliction. I got heart atomics in my brain. Badass affliction. I feel pretty good when I see you. Badass affliction. I got heart atomics in my brain. Badass affliction. I know what's going on. Walk away and unlearn. You know I'm being out on you. Be pretty good, yeah. Badass affliction. I got heart atomics in my brain. Badass affliction. I feel pretty good when I see you. Badass affliction. I got heart atomics in my brain. Badass affliction. Yeah, heart atomics in my brain. Can't you see 'em coming on? You're like heart atomics in my brain. Yeah, you're the one.
Peace out. I love it. It's radical, kicking ass. Thank you, Charles. You're the man.